Hey, it's Princess Livia's story time. This is stories from when I still do work there. I work at a sports store. I'm gonna start off with a really crazy one, okay? So I was this guy, it was like ice fishing season, and he wanted one of those ice fishing sleds, and they were up on a top shelf. So I'm like, okay, let me go get a ladder. So I go and I get a ladder. Now, at the time, I was wearing like low pigtails because that's just me. So I went, and mind this is a heavy ladder. I picked it up all by myself and carried it I carried it to the area, and I set it up all by myself. And this guy, I was about to climb up the ladder, and this guy had the nerve to snatch me off the ladder and freaking toss me. And I hurt my tailbone. And I was like, and I got up and said, "Sir, you're a customer. You can't be up there." And he says, "No, I'm fine. This is a job for a real man." And I'm like, "Sir, if you fall and get hurt, guess who's getting sued?" And he was like, "Oh no, but it's fine. I'm fine." I'm like, You're not allowed to be up there. If you want the ice fishing sled, I will gladly climb up that ladder and get it for you." He's like, "Oh no, but it's too heavy for you." And I'm like, "Sir, I'm only here to make sure you don't fall and get hurt." And then my manager walks around the corner and says, "Livia, go get Jeff." Jeff is the new guy, and I really didn't know what his purpose was. Found out he is there for store security. So I'm like, okay, I'll go get Jeff. Where is Jeff? He's like, "He's in the back." So I go in the back and say, like, "Jeff, there's someone on a ladder." And he's like, "I'm on it." Now, mind this, imagine this. Jeff has like red curly hair, and a big Viking red beard. So he's like a Viking, he looks like a Viking, but he's actually from America. But anyway, so, and he just walks up and says, "Hey, stupid, get off that ladder." And that's all it took to get that guy off the ladder. I'm like, wow. So the guy gets down, and I go to the doctor and find out that my collarbone is just gonna hurt for a couple days, and it's gonna hurt to sit. That sucked. Okay. I got a lot of stories from the workplace. Okay, so one time I was, like, just something about our store is stickers like to fall off of things and onto the floor. So before corporate comes, I have to spray those down and scrape them off the floor, and that really hurts my back. So I was doing that, and one of our employees has Down syndrome. So he's cleaning the machines, and this woman comes up to him and says, "Hey, can I buy one of these machines?" And he turns around and says, "Yeah." And then she gets the face of, ugh. And then he starts saying, like, which one you want? And she's like, "Do you actually work here?" And he's like, "Yeah, I do." And she's like, "No, you gotta be kidding me." And I'm like, And I'm watching closely. Like, that's my friend. You're not allowed to talk to him like that. So I'm just like, I stopped dead in my tracks to see what the heck she's gonna say. And she's like, who would hire hard R word? And I'm like, oh, heck no. So I drop my things and I go over there and I'm like, hey, lady, I'm gonna tell you, you should shut your mouth. And she was like, are you gonna talk to a customer like that? I'm like, a customer who's being rude and harassing one of our employees like that? Yeah, I am gonna. And she's like, I could get you fired. I'm like, I'd like to see you try. So I get the manager and he says, get out of my store and never come back. And she's like, fine, I'm never gonna come back here ever again. He's like, good, never come back. So, yeah. Now, later down the road, Jeff got fired. And here's why. So I studied a bit on the human body, so I knew a lot, you know? So this kid comes in wearing cargo pants. Now the thing is, we don't allow cargo pants in our store anymore because of what happened here, okay? So cargo pants are those pants that have the zippers and are like really deep and you can shove a lot of things in there and no one will know. So I see this kid stuffing things in his pockets. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna watch this kid closely, but not too closely. But he's stupid because he's grabbing all the name brands that have security tags on them. So it's gonna beep beep at the door. So he's just like shoving things in his pockets. And then he's about to walk out. And it goes beep, 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 beep. And Jeff is called. And Jeff comes in like, hey kid, did you steal anything? He's like, no. And I'm like, actually, I watched him steal a lot of things. And he's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yes, I did. I was literally right down the aisle from you. What am I, invisible? And he's like, well, you have no proof. I'm like, hey, Jeff, can you, like, unzip his cargo pants pockets? So he did. And then he was like, empty the pockets. And the kid's like, no. He's like, empty the pockets or I'll have to force it. He's like, And then Jeff picks up the kid by his ankle and starts shaking him. I'm like, Jeff, no, that's really harmful. You could dislocate his hip bone and his knee bone and his ankle. And no, you can't do that. Stop. And the things are falling out of his cargo pants pockets as he's... And then he's like, you got anything else? And sets him down a little bit rough, but more gentle than he was being before. And I'm like, Jeff, the parents could file a lawsuit for their kids' injuries. And the kid stands up fine. I'm like, oh, so glad that kids bounce back from things like that. Jeff was fired because of that. Okay, so it was just a really scary situation that I'm pretty sure no one wants their kid treated like that. But for some weird reason, no angry parents came in. So probably that kid was like shoplifting and just didn't have his parents with him. That's why he was shoplifting or something like that, you know? And the last story of the day is, I call it the indecisive, Karen. Okay? So, there's this huge ladder that's more like a staircase that goes all the way up. And this woman's like, I want that pink Puma gym bag up there. I'm like, okay. So I go and I get it. And I'm like, here you go. And she's like, that's too small. I'm like, okay. So I go and I put it back and I grab the bigger one. And I come back down and she's like, that's too big. And I'm like, okay. So I go ahead and I put it back. And I grabbed the smaller one. She's like, what did I say? That's too small and that one's too big. I'm like, these are the only 2 sizes we have. And she's like, do you have any other sizes? I'm like, in different colors, yes. And she's like, well, no, I want that color. I'm like, okay, well, that's the only 2 sizes we have. And she's like, oh my gosh. Like, don't you have anything in the back? And I'm like, everything we have is out here. And she's like, just find me something. And I'm like, this is what we have. And now I'm a really good salesman. So I'm like, wouldn't you want just a little bit extra room? Just in case she has to pack just a little bit something extra, like a snack or a water bottle. And she's like, that's a good point. I'll take this one. I'm like, okay, great. So, but then she comes up to me and says, but can you take it to the front so I could like, so I can like buy it later? And I'm like, yeah, what's your name? And she's like, why do you want to know? I'm like, internally I am screaming, but I'm like, well, it's store policy so that they like know that it's for you. And she's like, fine, Karen. I'm like, okay. Now I'm not using her actual name out of privacy and respect, because I still respect her even if she was a big Karen. So I took it to the front and said, holding this for Karen. And he's like, okie dokie. This woman had some type of paranoia problem. I don't know. She was all like, they're like, okay, what's a good phone number for you? So that we could like send her coupons, you know? And she's like, why do you want to know? And we're like, it's for reward coupons. And she's like, ugh, fine. Gives us a phone number. What's a good email for you? Why do you want to know? So you can join our sports store loyalty program and get bonuses off our store and get coupons and links to things that are on sale in store and online. And she's like, that does sound pretty nice. So here's my email. And then she buys this Puma bag and just leaves. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna need a break. And they're like, yeah, I understand. Go take your break. So that's all for today's story time. Tell me if you want more story times. And like I said, Princess Livia doesn't believe in saying goodbye. So see you later.